Well, hey there folks, and welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here, and it's time for another beer review. In fact, we're doing 2 for 1, so it's going to be a double whammy, a double beer review. If you have just found us here on YouTube and my mug's popped up, then do us a favour, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, share and subscribe to this channel. It's the Hop House. We like hoppy beer, we like good house music, and I'm really trying to, hopefully over the next few weeks, try and get the channel to grow a bit. I've got a bit of time off work now, so I'm going to set up a Facebook page and hopefully maybe be able to link in, put some links into other beer reviewers that I really like and respect, and a couple of beer groups that I'm in. With that being said, big shout out to the Witchwood Goblins and also to the Brewskis. They're 2 of the beer groups that I'm a member of on Facebook, and I appreciate if you guys watch along, and any comments are always welcome, any feedback. Right, going on to this beer review then. As I say, it's a double beer review. It's a double virgin beer review. Oh, I feel like I'm in my teens all over again. And we're going to go to Aldi on this one. So these are beers that are available in Aldi. So over the past year, we've seen a resurgence of supermarket sort of beer wars, craft beers especially. If you do follow us here on the channel, you know I am an Aldi shopper. I do shop and get my major shopping from Aldi. Sometimes Morrison's as well. I think Morrison's do the best selection in the real ales, the bottled real ales, 4 for £6. And their craft beer selection is pretty good too. But Tesco seem to be king of the craft beer out of the 4 major supermarkets. And this year they've released some 440ml cans. I'm talking about the ones that are in the £2.40 price range, and then they do the 4 packs for £8, bringing it down to £2 a can. Well, why am I mentioning this? Because Aldi have struck back, and when I was walking around Aldi the other day, I happened to see there was some 440ml cans in 4 packs for £5, for a £5. They're from Williams Brothers. So Williams Brothers do seem to have this contract direct with Aldi. They've also put some out into Lidl in their craft beer festivals that are sort of limited time. But they've brewed the Paolo Peach Pale Ale, they've brewed the Otis Blood Orange IPA. They've done quite a few in Aldi, and I'm pretty sure they're behind the Anti-Establishment IPA as well, which I'm pretty damn well liked. Now I've quite liked some of the Williams Brothers. Some have been hit and miss, they've not been received all that well, but on the whole I think it's been pretty good value for money. So I saw these 4 packs, 440ml, and I was like, oh, I've got to get them. So there's 2 different ones in the 440ml 4 packs, and I've got a can of each here to review, so you're ready to see what we're going to double whammy right now. Are you ready? Okay, so both from Williams Brothers, and they're both IPA / sort of American style pale ales. Interesting how they've gone with the branding on this. So the first one is this, and it's called Perfect Storm. It's Perfect Storm, and it is. It says it's an epic IPA at the top there. Sorry, the glare's coming through from the sunlight from the window, so the lighting on this video is probably pretty appalling. So my apologies. If I put the light on here, the spotlight shines right down. It makes it go like that even worse. So bear with. Yeah, epic IPA. But it's 4.5% in the ABV. So IPA. I know I've had a couple of discussions on the channel. If it's American style as this is, then in American sort of craft beer, 6% and above is an IPA. I think 5% in this country, but that to me is like a session strength IPA. Aldi they did the 10-4 Brewing NEPA, the New England IPA, 4.5%. They call that an IPA as well. So this is really a session beer. But then the other one we've got is this, which is called Iconyc, but the Nick is NYC. New York City, and this is an American style pale ale at 5% ABV. So this could probably more likely be called an IPA at 5%. So it's interesting how one's been branded as IPA, the other one's been branded as a pale ale. But yeah, it's got an eagle on it. Not too sure what the eagle's got to do with New York City. Is it just American Eagle? American Airlines? It's got the similar colour to American Airlines, I suppose. Both from Williams Brothers, 440ml. Should we get them out into the glass and see how they both look? So we'll do the Perfect Storm first. These have been refrigerated, and then I did whack them in the freezer. just for about 5 minutes, just to chill them down that bit more. Right. I have no idea if these are going to be hazy, if they're going to be see-through or clear. So only way to look at it and get them out into the glass. So this is the Perfect Storm. This is your 4.5%er that's claiming to be an IPA. Got it in the Vocation glass, my new lovely Vocation glass with my order. Right then. So there is your Tropical Storm. It's certainly not hazy. It's very clear and see-through, very light coloured, almost like a cider or a light lager. It's got a nice fluffy white head on top though, lots of carbonation going on. Ooh, but it swirls round lovely. Look at that. Look at that. I'll do some great laser vision with that in a bit. So there you go. Right, the Iconyc, or the Icon NYC. Let's call it Iconic, shall we? I like what they're doing with the play with words of the spelling. Put this in the old cider glass. Is this going to be cloudy and hazy? No, 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 no. It is not. Again, oh, actually there's a bit of haze going in there now. Or is it just the carbonation? It might just be the carbonate. No, that's clear as the day, that is. Again, very clear clarity on the beer. I'll put it around there so there's not much logo going on. Let's have a look at them side by side. That one is a bit darker, a bit more darker golden. That's like a light blonde in its colour. But again, they've both got decent sort of amounts of head, and if you jig them about a bit, they both look pretty good in the glass. They don't look bad. No, there's some lovely carbonation going up the middle of that. That's kind of calmed down a bit now. No hints of any floaters in there, no sediment or anything like that. But again, for the price, so these are a £5. So you're talking about £4.99. Call it a £5. What's a penny between friends? So you're talking about £1.25 a can. So they've undercut by more than a half on the £3 can range. They're talking about £2.40. They've sort of halved it, haven't they? They've knocked £3 off. If it's £8 for the 4 packs in Tesco's, these are a £5. Right, so that's a Perfect Storm. God, I forgot which order they were in then. So they don't look bad. They don't look terrible at all. I don't. If they're clear and they've got clarity, I don't mind. That's why I started off on real ales. Not every beer has to be cloudy. We just got to a point now where it's sort of become expected, I think, especially in craft beer. But there you go. Right, should we get the nose? Should we give him a whiff, see what we can sniff? So starting off with the Perfect Storm. Smells dank. Piney. Piney, citrusy and dank. Smells pretty good, pretty promising. I'm not getting much malt smell there. It is pretty much lemony, limey, grapefruit, and that dank piney smell. So I won't be surprised if it's got maybe some Simcoe or Mosaic in it. It's not got the blue cheese smell that the Castle Rock Super Simcoe had, but there's some citrusy dankness there. I really like the smell of that. Lovely. Ooh, I want to drink that now. I really like the smell of that. Maybe a tiny little bit of the malt, tiny bit in the background, maybe a little bit bready, but it's a hop forward smelling beer. And to be honest, it smells quite genuine. It doesn't smell like it's synthetically been added. It smells citrusy and piney. The pine's coming through the more I swill it. Oh, I like the smell of that. We like the smell of that. Right, on to the Icon NYC. Iconic. Is it iconic? Is it? Again, it's lacing rather nicely. Ooh, now this is more malty. Quite a bit more malty actually. Sweet malt. And tinges of lime. Malty limey. Now this does smell a bit more less authentic, a bit more artificial. Like it's had something added to it rather than straight up hops. Doesn't smell bad. It smells a little, well, when I say it doesn't smell bad, a little bit metallic as well. A little bit metallic-y smelling, but I'm getting malt. It is a bit darker, so it's probably got some darker malt in there. Lemony, limey, but a bit metallic as well. Ooh, that doesn't smell as good. Right, should we give them a try? So first up then, the Perfect Storm, the IPA that's only 4.5%. Nice, like blonde colour, citrusy and piney in the taste, in the smell, sorry. Smells pretty good. Bottoms up down the hatch. Let's go for it. Ooh. Ooh. That's nice. That could be a bargain beer. That reminds me a lot of the Talking Head that they did that got into Lidl. Reminds me a lot of that. It's very hop forward. Okay, so through the middle of the tongue, a little bit of sweetness that hits you at first, and then it builds down the sides of your tongue. Zesty, sharp, piney, and quite bitter. And then you're left at the back of the mouth with the very much the pine and the dankness, the aftertaste. It's got to have mosaic in it or something like that. It tastes very mosaic-y to me. On the piney side, really piney. Piney, pine forest, lemony, limey. Maybe a tad bit of grapefruit on the back end, but it's still there at the sides of the tongue, and it sort of stays there, that pine forest taste. A bit more West Coasty. Ooh, yeah, and grapefruit and pine zesty aftertaste. Still there in my mouth. Limey as well, quite limey. Oh, that's lovely. I quite like that. That's not bad. Okay, let's go and see if this really is Iconyc. Bottoms up down the hatch. Oh, that's more subdued. It's really malty and metallic smelling now. That's a shame. That's not great. It's a more malt forward beer. Nothing wrong with that if you like your malt forward beers, but it hits down the middle of the tongue. There is this metallic element to it that I can't get past. It does taste a bit like a tin can. And then it's got some sort of bitterness that rolls down the side of the tongue, but it doesn't really fit with the rest of the beer. That tastes like it's been made at £1.25 a can. Got another 3 cans of this, anyone want them? That's a shame. But the Perfect Storm, well, would I say it was perfect? Maybe not. But for the price point, it's pretty good. Shall we have a read of the cans then and see what they say? So this is branded as an Epic IPA. Perfect Storm is a delicious, light, refreshing IPA, full-bodied, with striking bitterness and intense fruity hop character, delivered from a blend of Mosaic, ta-da! Cascade and Southern Cross hops. Canned exclusively for Aldi by Williams Brothers. It's nice that you do know who's brewing the beers, because at Aldi you don't always. I said Mosaic, I said it from the start, from the off. Perfect. Right, Iconyc. It's not really. Iconyc Pale Ale. Our tribute to the classic American Pale Ale, brewed with a blend of Scottish Golden and Crystal malt. The hops are all American. 4 separate editions of Cascade. So purely Cascade. Bring out the best of this fantastic variety. So 4 different editions, 4 separate editions, different, separate, same thing. Some irony there somewhere. 4 separate editions of Cascade. I've had better tasting Cascade beers than that. A lot better. That's more malt forward. What did they do? 4 drops of it. Let's do a bit of lace division for those that love the lacing. I'm really disappointed with that Iconyc. Right, so this is your Perfect Storm. This is it in a glass. Jig, 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 jig. Oh, it laces beautifully. It may not be hazy, it may not be cloudy, but that's pretty damn good for a price point of £1.25 a can. You know, it's a bargain. It's a bargain. Cheers, all the best. There is a stark difference here. I'm really looking forward to finishing the other 3 of them off. This, unfortunately, I can't say the same. Now, the funny thing is I bought these on a couple of separate trips. So I saw the Iconyc first, and I picked that because it said 5% American style pale ale. And then I only picked up the Perfect Storm when I went to Aldi a bit more recently. I'm kind of glad I did now, because I was just going to do this on its own. There's really not much there in terms of hop content. There is some, like, I wouldn't say grapefruit, I'd say it's more lemon lime zest that runs down the side of the tongue. It's nowhere near as strong as the one in the Perfect Storm, but the malt's through the middle, and then there's this metallic tin can taste that's really off-putting. Maybe it's just a batch issue or something. I don't know if it's just a bad lot of cans, but it's quite striking, actually, that you've basically got a brewery that's produced these 2 beers, and they're so different in terms of the quality of the beer. It's such a shame. I've had Cascade in many other beers, especially the Iconyc Brewery beers. Both of their hoppy beers are Cascade hopped. So the Silver King and the Excelsius, now called Excelsior, or the other way around. One's a 4.3, I think one's a 5% or 5.2. They're exceptional. Exceptional. On draft, they're out of this world. In a can, when I had them in the Iconyc Christmas box, they were fantastic. Even Marston's Old Empire IPA, 5.7% in a bottle. Yes, it's got some British hops alongside it, but it's got Cascade in it, and it works. It's bittersweet, it's hoppy, it's moreish. The thing that lets this down is the metallic element to it. It tastes like a tin can. I'll finish it. It's not that horrible that I'm going to pour it down the sink, but it's not far away. All I'm thinking right now is I've got 3 more cans of this, and I'm really not looking forward to drinking them. Oof. That tastes like some of them hot foundry things. Oh. Right then, this is the point of the video if you are new here, because I'm like 19 minutes in and I'm waffling. So I give it my rating system, so it's either thumbs up, thumbs down, 2 thumbs up if I really like it, and so on. Right, so the Perfect Storm, I'm going to start on a high. The Perfect Storm is lovely. Really like that. It reminds me of the Talking Heads that was in a white can, like Totem Poly. I really like that. I really do. Let me just try it one more time, because I'm debating on whether how high a thumbs up I'm going to give it. Oh, it's really, it's dank and piney, like nobody's business. A little bit sweet in the dankness as well. Really, really like that. That's right up my street. Have a quick look at the ingredients. I just want to make sure that They've not cheated with anything. Does it say ingredients on here? Ingredients! No, it doesn't. Well, that's a shame. I just picked up a little whiff of something like, have they put any lactose in it? But I think it's from the sort of combination of the citrus and piney and the dankness. No, I'd say that was more from hops. It's a great tasting drink, and you know what? I'll go back. I'm an Aldi shopper, so while that's in Aldi, I'll quite happily pick up a 4-can pack of that. I really would. So, do I want to give it 2? Yeah, because the aftertaste is there. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. That Perfect Storm. Now the Iconyc, on the other hand, I'm going to finish that, but I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 3 cans. Anybody want 3 cans of average beer for free? Yeah, you can come and collect it. I'm not bothered. Thumbs down. Not nice. Not good. And Williams Brothers, have you made some sort of like barely like a loss on that, and then maybe you made a bit of profit on that because you put poorer quality ingredients in? Or is it that this is just a pretty poor batch of that beer? I don't know. It's amazing how the same brewery can differ so much in quality. Some people say, well, when I say some people, I mean me. By the way, we're 21.5 minutes in. I'm not a brewer, I don't work in the industry, I'm not an expert. So this is all opinion based. Everybody has an opinion, like an arsehole. So I'm just an arsehole waffling on camera. But to any other people out there that like your beers, go try them, see what you think. Especially the guys which will goblins and the brewskis. They're a £5 for a 4-pack. Go pick some up, see what you think. But the Perfect Storm's amazing, and the Iconyc is far from iconic. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you for another. Oh, before I go, sorry, I'm just totally off track and come back to what I said. I said that some people saying that I have said before on the channel that I think, I'll just put this in quickly and then I'll end the video, sorry. I do think that the Williams Brothers are like a poor man's brewdog. Budget brewdog, don't want to use the word poor man. Budget brewdog, that's what I think Williams Brothers are like. But they've grown in popularity due to their regular appearances in Aldi and Lidl. So I don't fault them, you know. The majority of the stuff I like. Unfortunately, the Iconyc is not one of them. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you again for another beer review here on the Hop House. Ciao for now, people.